Nurse Hannah, the girl that had 17 dirty diapers around her house, posted a video with her son and husband where her son is flinching when the dad is handing him a frozen item from the food section.
Do you remember the video I posted previously of the 70 diaper lady? Now there's other stories that's coming out that probably their child, their little boy, I think he's about 2, 3 years, is being abused because of allegedly abused because of a video that has gone viral, and she has deleted that video now. Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video, we want to talk more about the 17 diaper lady. I told you in the first part that this is like I did that video so that we have full context of what this video is. So now I now deleted video by her was a video of her and her husband, which I'm going to just be keeping, just allow clips to roll so that you guys see the clips that's getting people talking. So she and her husband, they went to Target or something, and they were shopping, and the child was in the cart and all that. And then the husband was about to give the child what's it called, ice cream, a box of ice cream, and the child flinch. And this flinch of this child has caused a whole conversation, that because some people are saying that this is a child that is trying to protect himself, this is a child that has been abused physically, this is a child that is on flight mode, trying to just scared because this is something that has happened multiple times, and some people are just wondering that how can a child that little know how to react that way, because that is a sign of an abuse. And I have a lot to say about this conversation because there's also other clips that has come out about this family. A clip of them trying eating, and then the child does not have his own plate. The child is almost like picking from what the parents are eating, and then they're flicking his hands away. Um, all a whole type of whole clip, different type of clip of this family that they have put online as resurface. People are really dissecting them, and some of them are really disturbing because some of them you could really see the sadness in the face of this child, which I'm just like, okay, what are we doing here? Anyway guys, let's go check out this video and then people's response to this video, and then we'll come back and talk more.
Little mochi ball things. These are so freaking delicious, and I feel like at this point they're just a Vegas tradition for us. In fact, my husband and I went to Vegas on our honeymoon in 2020. There's so many places closed.
"17 diaper mum, let's about it. I'm going to say off the bat, there's no defending it. And I have a plausible reason why. Change location. My washing machine's doing the most in the kitchen. What I was going to say was I've done control and restraint training, and anyone else that has done that training and has seen that video, alarm bells would be ringing off. Because when we see the two-hand stance, that is when we are protecting oneself. Okay, we see this in flight and fright mode. A flinch is, or sort of thing, that's the sort of movement. Actually throwing both hands up, that right there is protecting yourself from harm. The fact that this child even knows this stance is beyond me. Now, the reason behind it, we don't know. To even have developed this stance in their body language. I have tried to watch the video umpteen times to try and see if there's any way of explaining this. The two-hand stance, that child should not know about it.
His mother had the whole internet in an uproar. And my wife and I talked about it extensively. We even made a video for our own 17 diapers things because we know how hard postpartum can be. And you see the way he flinches. It's genuinely disgusting. You don't know what's going on in these people's home. We don't know these people. It's a PSA for everyone out there. Don't go defending and tagging on to trends because we were inadvertently supporting what looks like abusive parenting.
I just heard about the nurse Anna thing where her kid is flinching. And me personally, I grew up in an African household. So physical bodily discipline was the norm. I never in my life flinched though. My sisters, my siblings, we don't flinch if my mom is near us and it's like a casual. So I don't want to get sued. So you know what? That kid is very scared of her. Very scared. In my opinion, that child is scared.
Like the little mochi ball things. These are so freaking delicious, and I feel like at this point they're just a Vegas tradition for us. In fact, my husband and I went to Vegas on our honeymoon in 2020. There's so many places.
Nurse Hannah, the girl that had 17 dirty diapers around her house, posted a video with her son and husband where her son is flinching when the dad is handing him a frozen item from the food section. And a lot of you are speculating that, well, children only flinch if they were, and I'm going to educate you as an early childhood specialist. I'm looking at the antecedent, what happened before, and the kid was already fussy. I don't know why, but he's already upset. You can see by his body language and his facial expressions that he was already in a state of dysregulation prior to the dad handing him the item. You can already see he's upset before the dad even hands him something. And as I look at the dad's body language, he has open arms, he has a calm facial expression, he's reading the back of a box. He's not presenting himself as a stressful person to the environment around the child. So taking into account the dad's body language and facial expression in combination with the child's body language and facial expression, when the dad handed him the item, it looks like the kid entered a fight, flight, or freeze mode, and by him flinching, he was a flight person. If he had hit, probably a fighter. If he had a blank look and didn't accept the item, probably a freeze person. And fight, flight, or freeze is a body's natural response when they feel like they're stressed out in an environment, and clearly the child was already emotionally dysregulated prior to the item being handed to him. Like, honestly, y'all, be so for real.
These are so freaking delicious, and I feel like at this point they're just a Vegas tradition for us. In fact, my husband and I went to Vegas on our honeymoon.
The last time I flinched like that as a kid was when my dad was physically and nobody knew about it, and he was sending me to school with bruises like this on my face. Yep. Right there. That's a bruise, and that's a bruise. So, Hannah, you cannot tell nobody that little boy don't remember something that his father's been doing to him. It don't matter whether it's happened once, twice, 3 times. That little boy remembers something that's happened, and that's why he's flinching like that. And it's always the people that want to play naive and play like, oh, they would never do that, end up looking stupid in the end. Because trust me, my dad's side of my family played that same naive role and tried to back him like the whole time and ended up looking stupid when he was convicted of child neglect and has to live with the fact that he's a felon because he decided to put his hands on a 6-year-old little girl that did nothing to him. So instead of trying to save face for your husband and for you, you should be trying to sit your little boy down and get to the bottom of why he's flinching when his father is trying to hand him something to put in the shopping trolley when you lot are going shopping.
Hey y'all, I said I wasn't going to do this no more, but I want to talk about this 17 diaper mom, Nurse Hannah situation where her baby is in the middle of Target flinching at a box of ice cream being handed to him by the dad. The way that child flinched is not okay. The man pulling the tray of lobster roll back, and then when the boy reaches over for the french fries, the man just thumping the shit out of his little hands, that's not okay. Him trying to reach for his mom's french fries at the house, and her going around him and booting his little hand out of the way, and then the man taking the plate of food and going back over his head to where he can't get them at all, that's not okay. And if you think that that's okay, I pray that that's not how you treat your kids, because as a mother, as a woman, as a human, the one thing that I don't play about is child safety. Like, don't do that to your kids. The kids don't ask to be here. And my very own opinion, I think that whole situation needs to be looked into. And then the fact that she gets on the internet trying to cop a plea and tell us that that's just how they play, they jump scare, he's a loving, doting father, girl, that's bullshit, and I ain't buying it. That's her trying to save face because she got everybody on her side with them diapers, trying to normalize that and think that that's okay, and that's fine. That's neither here nor there. I'm not even going to talk about that situation. However, this right here, I don't think we should be trying to normalize this. That was not normal. When I seen that man thump that child's hand, like, it just done something to me. Like, it just bothers me so bad to see people mistreat children. Like, I have 4 kids of my own, and they eat before us. I make their plate before I make my man's plate. If they're putting shit like that on the internet, imagine what they're doing to that sweet baby behind closed doors. Like, it would break my heart to see what they do to him off camera. I don't know. I'm curious to know. How do y'all feel about it? That's just my 2 cents.
Child flinching can be normal. There are so many reasons why a child might flinch. Maybe they have siblings. Maybe they've been hit by a stray ball. I don't know. But what is not normal is a child bracing themselves when their parent turns around to simply show them a box of ice cream. He reacted this way because he has had to react this way in the past. He reacted this way so quickly because he has had to do this so many times in the past. This is not a quick flinch. This is, I need to protect myself. This is not flinching. This is not normal. This utterly broke my heart because no child should ever look at their parents with this look of fear in their eyes. There is no kind of roughhousing or horseplay you as a parent should be doing with your child to make your child react to you like this, especially in normal, casual situations like ice cream shopping at a grocery store. I wanted to make this video, not even for Hannah, but for all of the other parents. This is not flinching. This is a child preserving themselves and bracing for some sort of impact, verbal, emotional, who knows. Children flinch. Children might flinch for a variety of reasons. But this kind of flinching at a non-threatening stimuli, that is a sign of trauma.
Things are so freaking delicious, and I feel like at this point they're just a Vegas tradition for us. In fact, my husband and I went.
Yeah, so that's not a normal reaction. She deleted the video, obviously. I tagged the person that reposted it below. As somebody whose uncle used to the living out of me, I know what I'm talking about. You start getting to this place where you are in a constant state of fear and you don't know when it's coming. For me, for example, it would be just the simple fact that he didn't like the way I did my homework, or he didn't like the way I responded back to him. So I never knew what's going to set him off and where it's going to come from. Now, she also says in that video that she didn't expect this to happen when she posted her kid online. I got some news for you. You are posting your child pretty much undressed with just a diaper on. All the creeps to see. There's nothing more in this world that I hate more than parents that are exploiting their children for views and likes. And if you're coming on here to tell me that I don't see the big deal about this, you're imagining things, you're the problem, fight me, okay? You are literally exposing your child to the worst of the worst. Have we not seen enough videos? Have we not seen enough instances? You are that child's only protection and you are exposing them completely. I'm not even going to go into what this is going to do to them once they're grown up and they're trying to get an actual job and all these videos of them undressed exist on the internet. To go back to the original point of this video, as somebody who has experienced this, I don't know who did what, but I can just tell you that that's not a normal reaction. It happens and you see it in all mammals. When they've been traumatized, you see it in dogs, for example. They flinch, they cower, they don't know what's going to happen and they are scared. Anyway, stop posting your child undressed on the internet. Thank you.
17 diapers, moms, babies flinching on camera. Let's talk about it because I got a lot to say. Everybody's giving her such a hard time because her husband handed the baby something in a store and he flinched. I finally watched the video and I'm just going to point out the fact that the baby was already crying. I don't know if he was throwing a fit. He was crying. He was whining for whatever reason. The dad handed him a box of something and he went. And so now everybody is assuming that the child. I just handed her a lint roller and she flinched. We don't beat our kids. We whip them, yeah, but we don't beat them. But if they are throwing a fit, if they are misbehaving, if they're sneaking around doing something they're not supposed to do, they flinch even if we call their name loud. Like they know they're misbehaving, they're waiting to get fussed at. And for everybody who wants to make these videos saying, oh look, my kids don't flinch, and they just very gently walk up to a kid who is already behaving and in a good mood and hand them something or put their hand in front of their face, the kid's not going to flinch. Watch. But I caught her off guard with the lint roller, right? And she flinched. You can't compare the two. It's apples and oranges. This is my assumption. The baby was whining. He was throwing a fit. He thought he was about to get in trouble for it. That's why he flinched. He didn't flinch because he was getting beat. I only remember like 3 times my dad whipped me when I was little. But if any of these kids lift their hands or hand me something and I'm not expecting it, I'm going to flinch every single time. Every time. A perfect example. I'll insert a clip right here. My kid was misbehaving in the Home Depot. Watch this flinch. Was I actually going to hit him with that stick or whatever was in my hand? No, I wasn't. Did I want to? Yes. Did he know that I wanted to? Obviously. Let's stop looking for shit to mom shame about. Off this woman's back. That kid was fine. If that man beat that kid on a regular basis, he probably just would have had and popped him right in the face instead of just handing him a box. Everybody shut the hell up. Stop making something out of nothing. The kid's fine.
Hey, Hannah. I know that the 17 diapers thing was really hard for you, and now you're having to deal with this, and I know that you're really upset, and you've been trying to defend yourself a lot, and you're trying to, like, make it better. But as an adult who was beaten every day of their life by their dad, I would just say that, unfortunately, you have posted too much, and they can now see what's really happening behind closed doors, because unfortunately, due to that abuse, your son is going to now show signs of it, because it's, you know, it's happening. So it's because it's happening, there's going to be signs of it. And when you constantly post your child on the internet, the unfortunate side effects of abuse are going to present themselves, and they did, and now you're upset because we all saw it. I'm sorry, but like, you know, people like us who dealt with chronic childhood abuse, who saw it every day in other children and in themselves, we're not dumb. And we're going to be able to call that out very quickly, and we're going to be able to see it like clear as day. So if I were you, I would probably consider deleting your profile, or possibly deleting your explanations, because there is no way for you to explain this. There is nothing you can do to justify it. If you literally did just the tiniest little bit of research on what happens with children when they're abused, him flinching like that is literally on the top of the list. So I know you can't explain this one away, and I know how much that sucks. But if I were you, I would just try to get your kids out of that abusive situation, and I would get them to a doctor, and I would get them out of that house and away from their abuser, whoever that might be. And then, you know, I would just move on with your life. I would continue working a normal job. I would get off social media. I would focus on being a good parent, possibly a future single parent. And I would just do it that way, because it's so much better than showcasing your child's abuse online and making it seem like nothing's really happening and exploiting them for money. Just a thought, you know, I'm not a parent, I understand that, but you know, I really hope that you take our advice into consideration. Have a good day.
So let me know what you think about this video down in the comment section. Do you think it's normal for this child to flinch this way, or you think that now something is up there? Go ahead and share your thought. But that the people's reaction and people coming for her, she has taken down the video, like I said in the beginning of the video, and she came on now to explain to us what is really going on. And for me, her explanation just like, okay girl, really. So she came on to explain, so which we're going to get into. Let's go check out her explanation, what it is. Try to debunk people's fear and people's allegations that probably her husband is putting his hands on their son. Anyway, guys, let's go check it out, and then we'll come back and talk more.
So the fact that I even have to address this right now is kind of insane. Social media is just, it's a scary place. And I never understood people that much when they said they couldn't share their kids' faces online, or they couldn't share much about their kids. I didn't really understand it, but it's crazy. If you were to know me in real life, this whole lazy husband thing, it's satire. My husband is the sweetest, nicest, kindest, most loving, most nurturing father in the entire world. He is playing on the ground with James like 90% of the day. If that man is not laughing, having fun, teasing him, playing with him, whatever it is, then I don't know, then something's wrong, because those two have the strongest bond, the strongest father-son bond that I know of anyone else. And it makes me really sad that social media has turned it into something, or me, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe that's, it makes me sad that I guess I've turned it into something like that. I don't know. In the video that you guys are all freaking out about, they're just playing. They're always playing. They're always playing where they scare each other. James is obsessed with dinosaurs and bears, and when they look away and they come back and they scare each other, and they play, like when they throw something, they'll play throw it, you know, you like psych them out, you know, and they flinch and whatever. Like that's what they're always doing. They're always like hiding behind couches and jumping at each other and chasing each other around the house and up the stairs and down the stairs and tackling each other. They're always playing constantly, to the point where like if I'm trying to talk to my husband, I can't because he's always playing with my son. Nothing's going on. From the moment that my husband wakes up in the morning to the second he goes to bed, he is only thinking about our children and our family and what's best for us. And that's never not on his mind. He is constantly thinking about his children, their futures, what it's like now, how to be the best father. You can't believe everything you see on social media. You just can't. I promise, and when I promise this, I'm serious. Nothing is going on. No, I don't really owe anyone an explanation. I could just be like everybody else, and when stuff like this happens, I could just keep quiet. And I thought about keeping quiet and just kind of letting it blow over. But I thought, I don't want that. I don't even want the thought of that out there. I don't want anyone to suspect anything, that even to be questioned whatsoever, that me or my husband, that we do not love our children, that we do not treat them with anything other than love. Like, it's crazy. There's nothing. There's nothing going on.
Let me know what you think about it. Let me know your own take on it. What do you think that it's a normal thing for kids to flinch? Do you think that incident was a flinch or a flight mode, a protective one from the child? Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think about this video. But please, as always, keep it respectful. Here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. Okay. So for me, honestly, I don't buy an explanation to what happened or what is going on. I feel something is going on. Definitely, I feel something is going on. And the child being, I've had that conversation a lot of time. You're talking about how my mom put her hands on me a lot as a child. So I know that feeling of when you are in a flight mode where you're ready to react, ready to protect yourself. The child did not just flinch. The child protect himself by doing this. And doing this is you knowing that a slap is coming. And for a little child that age to know something is going on. Something is going on. And this is one thing, like I'm going to go back to the 17 diaper thing and all that. As much as people are saying it, there are other clips. I'm going to go back to that the previous video I posted, the 17 diaper one, because everything is a ripple effect of what's going on. Because we saw the 17 diaper, people were out there supporting her like, oh, it is a normal thing. But the truth is that you cannot take care of someone when you cannot take care of yourself. And for you to take care of yourself, you need to be very self-aware and make very intentional decision for yourself, your life, so you can be there for other people. Other people, most time they talk about how you're going to get unconditional love when you have a kid, when you have kids, da 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 da. I get it. But how can you give somebody something you don't have? And most of the time, most women, they go ahead to have kids because they think they're going to get the unconditional love, not starting off with them loving themselves first. And this is why I feel like, not just to this woman, but this is why a lot of women will be and have their children in situationship. In my society, in my culture, is a place where hands are being put on you, and there's nobody nobody sees anything wrong with your parents putting hands on you. And I've also seen how parents physically put their hands on their children out of frustration, either for their life, frustration from their father. They take all those frustration and they launch it on the child, just for the child to do what kids do. Be fussy, could just be just spilling water, spilling milk, and they will put the way they will raise the way they will beat that child as if something else happened. All boils down to you. Were you informed? Do you really want kids, or you had kids because society expects you to? Or now in this age and time, some people are having kids for social media. Yes, that's another content. Yes, some people are having kids for content. And for me, generally, even with the 17 diaper situation, you could sense some type of neglect because someone that is in a good mental state will not leave 17 diapers around the house. And apart from the 17 diapers around the house, you clearly see how filthy everything is. And then she coming to talk about how, oh, her husband and her son, this is how they play. Mind you, this is the man's son, not even a stepson, or no, this is his son. The way they treat this child when it comes to feeding, there are so many videos up there, out there, of this child being treated in a very heartbroken way. So many videos. Now people are going back to really look at our content, to really pick things out. I think I'm going to do a part 3 maybe sometime tomorrow or something about there's this creator that was breaking almost every clip down. And when things like this happen, I feel like the people in the situation, especially like situations like this, because they normalize behaviors like that, there are some behaviors that in a family or in a culture or in a region has been normalized, that they don't see anything wrong in it. And I feel like that's what happened here. The fact that is a normalized situation in the family, that is why that part of the video was in the video, because she didn't see anything wrong for a child doing that way. She didn't say anything wrong, and that is also a problem because people are not talking about that. The fact that she edited that video and posted it is how normalized this thing is, which is more scary because that child is barely like 2, 3. That's scary. That's scary that a child will do that, a child will flinch, and she trying to come and make it downplay it, like, no. And this is why I talk about how not everybody is meant to be a parent and all that. Videos have shown of this boy having bruises on him and all that. Because you can have kids, that does not mean you should. Honestly, this breaks my heart because I feel like this is just bringing, what's the word? The cycle of a hurt person. Like they're going to traumatize this child. This child is going to grow up. The cycle continues over and over and over and over again. This is why I'm begging and I'm campaigning for people, especially women, because we are the ones that bring this life here. We are the ones that carry it. So we have a big choice, and this is why I'm so against women's right be taken away. Let's take a break from having kids and know ourselves, love ourselves, be very intentional ourselves, know exactly what we're getting ourselves into. That bringing more people, more human beings, more children into this world that we're just going to traumatize. And that's why the world is such a terrible place right now. Anyway, guys, go on and share your thoughts. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.